Hey everyone, welcome to Kickin' with Kipes. I'm Kipes, and today is January the 10th, 2025. We had 5 games on the schedule, so let's hop right into it and cover each game. Our night starts off in Detroit at Little Caesars Arena, where the Detroit Red Wings beat the Chicago Blackhawks 5-3. So I've been posting on all the socials my predictions for each day's games in the morning so people can get a look at it. Hopefully you guys throw your comments in on who you think will win the games as well. And today I got Detroit right. I picked Detroit to beat the Blackhawks. It was a pretty safe bet, but the Blackhawks, they seem to beat the teams and win the games that you're not expecting, but this is one that I got right. Patrick Kane was the star in tonight's game. He got 3 assists for the Red Wings. They extend their winning streak to 6 straight games. This was the 7th game under new head coach Todd McLellan. So they have only lost 1 game since they hired him. And this is exactly what I meant a couple videos ago by teams expecting to have a new coach bounce. And this is exactly what the Red Wings were expecting. This was the 3rd time that Patrick Kane faced his former team where he became Patrick Kane. He spent 16 seasons wearing the Blackhawk jersey, which is an absolutely amazing feat to cover in the NHL nowadays. Not many players stay at their clubs their entire career, so just huge accomplishment for him. And this is only the 3rd time he played against them, so it must feel nice that he could pot 3 assists in against his former team. Other standout players for the Detroit Red Wings: Lucas Raymond and Alex DeBrincat each had a goal and an assist in this game. Cam Talbot, between the pipes, he made 12 saves. He was not busy whatsoever. Only 15 shots total against, so the Chicago Blackhawks just did not do much. They did score 3 goals, but they only got 15 shots. The Red Wings, they are finally above 500. They are now 19, 18, and 4. Definitely keeping their hat in the mix for the playoff race. Montreal won tonight, which doesn't help Detroit, but it's good. I love how close. It's a good league this year. It's anybody's game to get in the playoffs. It's going to be a tight race until the very end. For the Chicago Blackhawks, Peter Mrazek was in net. He made 23 saves for the Blackhawks. Connor Bedard, he got an assist to extend his point streak to a career high 9 games. So he just keeps adding on to his career best 4 games in a row. Teuvo Teravainen, he scored twice. He was probably the best Blackhawks player of the evening. The Blackhawks, they dropped to a measly and disappointing 14, 26, and 2. This is just very bad on every level for the Chicago Blackhawks. They are going to be another lottery team. I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever if they pick in the top 3 again this year, after getting Connor Bedard last year. So Marco Kasper, he got the empty net goal to put the nail in the coffin for the Detroit Red Wings with about a minute and a half or so, I think, left in the 3rd period. So Patrick Kane, he had a great night against his former team, getting 3 assists, and the Detroit Red Wings beat the Chicago Blackhawks 5-3. Next, we got the Carolina Hurricanes playing the Vancouver Canucks in Carolina, where they win 2-0. And in my predictions, I said the Hurricanes were going to win. That is 2-0 so far for Kipes. In the game, Dustin Tokarski, he was in net for the Carolina Hurricanes. He has made 5 starts since the Hurricanes signed him out of the AHL back in December. The 35-year-old, this was the 3rd shutout of his career and the 1st one of the season so far with the Hurricanes. For the Hurricanes, Jordan Staal, he had another great game. We will come back to that very shortly. Him and Andrei Svechnikov each scored for the Hurricanes in the lone 2 goals. The Hurricanes, they now improved to 26, 15, and 2. They are 4-2-0 in their past 6 games. Very good run of games for them. They spanked the Leafs last night and then came back once again tonight and did a shutout. That is just 2 very, very good back-to-back games for the Hurricanes. Jordan Staal, he's on a bit of a heater right now. The wily veteran from Thunder Bay, Ontario. He had a goal and an assist in this game, like I just mentioned, but it was the 3rd game in a row that he had multiple points in a game. He had a hat trick last night against the Toronto Maple Leafs. He seems to be a Leaf killer. Wherever he has been in the league, Pittsburgh, Carolina, I think that's everywhere that he's been. But those 2 places, it's just been a nightmare every time the Leafs play him, because he is just such a huge Leafs killer. This is not a Leafs segment. Let's get back to the Hurricanes versus the Canucks. The Canucks, they absolutely stank up the joint today, getting shut out once again. Thatcher Demko, he was back in net for the Vancouver Canucks. He had missed the past 2 or 3 games with back spasms, so the Canucks thought that they desperately needed him to come back, and he just couldn't get the job done for them tonight. The Canucks, they dropped to 18, 13, and 10. Just a very disappointing season so far for the Canucks. They are 0-2-2 in their past 4 games, so that is just pathetic by their standards. And they play the Maple Leafs tomorrow night, and as a Leafs fan, the Leafs just have to jump all over this very depressed team right now and just kick the crap out of them and stamp your authority. Good news for Canucks fans was that Elias Pettersson came back to the lineup. He didn't do too much tonight, but it's good to have that star player back in your lineup. But that also brings up the fact, will the Canucks pull the trigger on a JT Miller or Elias Pettersson trade sooner than later to stir things up? Both those players have been linked with the struggling Boston Bruins. That is just absolute nightmare fuel for me as a Leafs fan. Either one of those coming to the Boston Bruins would just be absolutely horrible. But according to me, the Canucks, they desperately need to do something to stir up that dressing room. I don't know what that is, but something needs to happen, and it needs to happen extremely quickly. So Dustin Tokarski, he got the shutout in this game, and the Hurricanes, they win 2-0 at home versus the Vancouver Canucks. The third game of the evening is the Montreal Canadiens in Washington, where the Montreal Canadiens win in overtime 3-2. So in my predictions, I also chose the Habs to win this game. What a risky pick that was. The Habs, who are being very impressive right now, but they are in Washington, where the Capitals are extremely good right now, and where the Washington Capitals play, because the Washington Capitals are extremely good. But nonetheless, that is 3-0 for Kipes tonight so far. Captain of the Montreal Canadiens, Nick Suzuki, he scored in overtime about a minute and a half into the period. It was a bit of a jumbled up play. It was a 2-on-1 with Cole Caulfield. It didn't go as nice as a 2-on-1 should, but it ended up right past the glove of Logan Thompson for the win for the Habs. The Habs, they desperately needed this win, as other opponents in the playoff race won tonight, like the Detroit Red Wings. We just talked about that. But they desperately need to keep racking up these points if they even want to stay remotely in the picture for the playoffs. Cole Caulfield, he is on a massive heater right now. He scores for the 5th consecutive game. That is an extremely good run of games. The Habs, they are now 18-3. Where the heck did that come from? The Habs, they have won 3 straight, 6 of their past 7, and 9 of their past 11 games. They are absolutely red hot, extremely good right now. You got to give credit where credit is due. The Habs, they are so good right now. I don't know where this came from. Just a week or so ago, I said that you were possibly going to be a lottery team. My cousin sent me a DM. He chirps me for saying that, saying, no, the Habs are legit. And I say, yeah, just keep waiting, they'll fall. And they have not. They have proved me wrong in so many ways. You got to give credit where credit is due. Woohoo. I'm so happy for you. The fun little fairy tale story of their rookie goalie, Jakub Dobiš. He is now 3-0 in his career as an NHL player so far. He made 15 saves in the winning effort tonight, just continuing this awesome story of a rookie goaltender. And who wants to play against this guy in a game right now? It is extremely hard to beat this goalie right now, and it's just incredible what is going on in Montreal right now. For the Washington Capitals, they dropped to 27, 10, and 5. Jacob Chikrin and Lars Eller scored for them. The Capitals, they have gotten points in their past 6 games, so it's not like they're doing bad right now, but they need to start getting wins back in the column, regulation wins back in the column. Their home streak, like I just said earlier, it's extremely impressive that the Habs came into this building against this team and still got the win. Their home streak extends to 10 games. They're 7-0-3 in that span, so that just adds to the impressiveness of this win for the Montreal Canadiens. Man, this is just such a pain in the butt saying so many good things about the Montreal Canadiens. I do not like it whatsoever. Charlie Lindgren, he faced 9 shots in the game before he had to leave with a upper body injury. He collided with Nick Suzuki in the second period. Logan Thompson, he had to come in and make 18 saves. It's not like it was just a cakewalk when he came in. The Habs kept him busy. This was the 3rd game in a row that Ovechkin was left off the score sheet. It came very close on the power play earlier in the game when I think it was Carrier on the Montreal Canadiens, lost a skate blade on the penalty kill, and he was in charge of blocking Ovechkin, and you could tell that the Capitals players were just trying to feed Ovechkin for that one-timer, and it just didn't work out for him in this game. So the Habs, the Montreal Canadiens, they win in overtime 3-2 against the Washington Capitals. Next, we got the Winnipeg Jets hosting the LA Kings, and the LA Kings, they win 2-1 in overtime thanks to Adrian Kempe. I predicted the Kings were going to win due to the fact that they had a couple extra days due to their game against the Flames being canceled because of the wildfires. But I said because they had those extra days, a good team like LA can just come into any city in this league and win a game no problem. That makes it 4-0 for Kipes in today's video. Like I just mentioned before, Adrian Kempe, he was the hero in overtime for the LA Kings. He also got an assist in this game. He extended his goal streak to 4 games in a row with getting a goal, just like another player that we talked about earlier in this video. If you missed it, go check it out. Alex Turcotte scored in this game as well. I picked him in my Tim Hortons predictions. And if you don't know what that is, on the Tim Hortons app, I sound very Canadian right now, but in the Tim Hortons app, you can go to NHL Daily Challenge and pick 3 goal scorers every night. And if you get a guess right, your streak starts at 1. If you get 2 right, it starts at 2. And then you do this daily. And if you get a streak of 7 games, you get a free coffee for each day for a week. And it's just a fun little thing that my wife and I like to do. And my parents absolutely love it to do it as well. And I usually forget to do it, but I did it tonight. I picked Alex Turcotte, so yes, Kipes is doing good tonight. Darcy Kemper, he was between the pipes for the LA Kings tonight. He made 18 saves for the Kings, and they improve to 24, 10, and 5, having a very, very good season. Just to back up my point, when I said they are having a very good season, they have also won 5 straight, and they are lights out at home. You cannot beat the LA Kings at home right now. For the Jets, not much to talk about because they are very disappointing for their fans right now. Right, Carter? But they have lost 4 of 5 lately, and they're 1-2-2 in that span. Eric Comrie in net for the Jets. He made 21 saves in the losing effort. The Jets, they dropped to 28, 12, and 3. They're still having an amazing season, but whenever they lose and whenever they're on a bit of a losing streak, it's always fun to dump on their parade. So, not many goals in this game. LA Kings, they win 2-1 in overtime over the Winnipeg Jets. Our last game of the evening is the Utah Hockey Club hosting the San Jose Sharks, where Utah, they win 2-1. For my predictions, I also predicted for Utah to win this game. That is 5 for 5 in today's videos. That is a great night, and I got a Tim Hortons pick right, so what a great night. I should have got a lottery ticket. Barrett Hayton was the hero in the game tonight. He scored with about 1.5 minutes left in the game to give his home crowd the victory. It was all Barrett Hayton in the effort for the goal. He took his own rebound, skated around the top of the circle, and put it right past the glove of goaltender Alexander Georgiev. For the Utahns, Nick Schmaltz, he also scored for the hockey club. Karel Vejmelka between the pipes for the team. He made 18 saves, and they improve to 18, 16, and 7. They had lost 2 straight before this game, and they had been so terribly bad on home ice up to this point, and they finally sent their home fans home very happy. Utah, they had also lost 7 of their past 8 games, so this was a desperate win for them, a very grinded out win for them where they desperately needed it. 1-5-2 in those past games, so they have just been kind of very disappointing and very poor on all levels. For the San Jose Sharks, Fabian Zetterlund was the lone goal scorer for the team. Alexander Georgiev, he was in net. He made 23 saves for the Sharks. The Sharks, they're so bad. Like the Chicago Blackhawks, they might be 1-2 respectively in the draft lottery. They are 13, 25, and 6. They are only second last in the league due to games played with the Blackhawks. They also have a negative 42 goal differential. I think that is the worst in the league. Just pathetic on all levels from the San Jose Sharks. The Sharks, they have lost 10 of their past 12 games. They are 2-9-1 in that span. Just Nothing else to say really except for pathetic and embarrassing on all fronts from the Sharks. Utah thought that they were ahead in this game earlier in the third period when Captain Clayton Keller scored a goal, but it was deemed that there was goaltender interference when somebody bumped into Georgiev. The goal was disallowed and they had to grind it out till almost the very end. So the Utah Hockey Club, they finally win on home ice and they win 2-1 over the San Jose Sharks. All right, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you tomorrow. There are 15 whole games on the schedule. There's a good chance that it's going to be a bit rapid fire to get through the games in a timely fashion tomorrow, kind of like what we did last night with the 10 games, but 15 games is a ton of games to cover. Hopefully see you then. Thank you so much. It means the world to me that you guys are here watching these videos. Let me know how you did in your predictions down in the comments below. We will see you tomorrow. Let me know who you think are going to win in tomorrow's games in the video that I'm going to be posting tomorrow morning. Have a great night. Talk to you later.